Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 51 of the New Oaks AI podcast. I'm your host, Leland Best of Best Studios LLC, along with my guest, as always, Ray Luan, CEO of New Oaks and EasySite AI. How's it going today, Ray?
Hi, Leland. Everything's going well. A
Good.
lot of
I'm
things
glad to see you.
happened. Listen.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. We didn't do a show last week because we
Yep,
ended on episode 50, which I can't believe we've even done that many already so far.
that.
So how was your last week? Did you get a little time off? I took a break. So what were you up to last week? Anything special?
Yeah, I also took a break and just stay away from the daily busy work and you try to gain some energy back. And yeah, so now I'm back with full energy and full blood, like playing the game, right? I'm full of
I don't know
blood right
about
now.
that. I left a little wherever it was that I was at. I didn't bring it all back with me, so I better find it again and see if I can. No, I've been hanging out on TikTok a lot, to be honest with you, just having fun, trying to build a brand out there and enjoying myself. So I could see why it'd be hard to leave that place. It
Wow.
must have been fun while you were there. I can imagine.
Yeah. Seems
All
like you
right.
fall in love with TikTok right now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm a ham, so I like to get out there and just ham it up a little bit and play with everybody and have a good time. So that's why I
Yeah.
enjoy it. So let's talk about AI trends, Ray. What's big on the board right now? I saw you sent me over a couple of things that I didn't even hear about. So I was kind of surprised. One thing I heard about, I don't know if you did and you didn't make mention of, was DeepSeek's latest leap into the foray again with their coding version that they just came out with. So I don't know if anybody's really looking at that, but I've got some stuff here before we talk about DeepSeek.
Yep.
Ray's got a little on the spotlight.
Yeah.
So, what are you seeing? There's a lot shaping up here. I'm going to let you take the lead on this and tell me a little bit about Base 44. Who
Yeah.
are
So right. So basically, recently there are a lot of most of AI news is about AI coding tool, including Windsurf, the acquisition of
Mhm,
Windsurf,
mhm.
in the drama about it, and also Base 44 is a AI website builder built by a young founder from Israel, I think.
Gotcha.
And Well, the most interesting story is that it was acquired by Wix after only less than 6 months of
Really?
Base 44's launch. Yeah, it's similar. It's similar to EasySite AI. So it was acquired for $80 million, which is pretty amazing.
Okay.
It's a small
Uh,
team, it's less than 10 people. So I think
Never
because
heard of it.
Wix is yeah, Wix is the biggest is one of the big news in AI coding track our business these days. Well, the
Mhm.
reason is that Wix is like WordPress, right? It's one of the first um, generation of website building tools. It
Sure.
seems that Wix and WordPress realize that AI website building tool is taking over the market share. So I
Mhm.
think that's one reason that why they stick. Well, it's so hard for them to build AI native tool like EasySite or Lovable.
Yeah.
So I think the best strategy for them is to acquire a tool built by an entrepreneur, so that they can migrate to AI technology smoothly. Um, so interestingly, I think that's the first acquisition transaction happening in AI website building business, which is
Mhm.
quite inspiring. I think it's good. Why? Because I think that means that the market is focusing on AI, and the first generation website
Mhm.
builders realize that they need help, right, in order to get into the AI native business instead of build something like Copilot thing to build website. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem to
I
work
agree.
for
I
the
think so.
existing business models. So similarly, I we recently have a lot of customers migrate actually from WordPress and Wix to
Mhm.
EasySite. So I
Really?
think that's the trend that I'm observing, every single day, and I think eventually most of the first generation website built by either Wix or WordPress will be replaced by AI web coding tool like EasySite or Lovable.
So let me ask
So
you
that's
this then, Ray. How, since you're mentioning the fact that people are moving from WordPress over to sites like these easy builders, whether it's Lovable, EasySite AI, or even the 44 for base 44,
yeah.
how are people creating blog sites with these apps to where they can simply log? Are they making them available to where they can just log in and add posts as part of the
Yeah.
database, and those posts are showing up in a blog formatted page? Is that how it's working out?
Well, there are two ways of doing that. So if you already have existing posts that you want to migrate into, for example, EasySite, you can always store the link of the post in a database and then pull out the post and display it in the front end, right? So that's one way. And second way is that after the migration, if we want to generate new blog posts, so we are going to build a CMS system, content management system, to allow users to generate new blogs with cheaper model like DeepSeek or GPT 4o mini to do to handle the heavy lifting of blog or content generation is right. So we use different models for both blog and coding. So that's
really
the
cool.
way.
I
And
like that
thirdly,
because go ahead, Ray. I don't want to interrupt your thought there.
yeah, and there's another trend I think most of the AI website users should be aware of is that the GEO is replacing SEO gradually.
Yeah.
The GEO is AI search optimization, like generative search optimization. Well, if you notice that even Google has already used the AI search, right? Right below the search input box, there's an AI summary section.
Yeah.
So the AI summary section is already taking down 50% of the blog generated SEO result pages. Yeah. So there are a lot of the role models of the SEO business has their SEO traffic has dropped by 15 to 20% because of the GEO. And yeah, so the GEO is picking up. So with that said, if you as a user you stick with WordPress or Wix, you are facing a even bigger risk that the SEO traffic is losing the market share and transition to GEO or AI search engine optimization traffic, which means that the future traffic will come from the reference or citations from large language model like ChatGPT or Cloud or DeepSeek or even Lambda. Yeah. So that's another trend. So that's yeah.
Part of that trend's issue is that they've now taken away the power of a lot of the content creators by authorizing an LLM to be the voice of the people. Really, it's like, and it's sad that it's come to that. I don't like the fact that we're relying now on every answer to come off the internet to be AI driven because we think it's smarter than everybody else. When honestly, I think there's a lot of data that AIs haven't had access to. And when I say that, I mean the elites, the brains, the people who have content knowledge that really nobody has access to in the first place. I mean, we don't have access to the interior of everybody's brain. So there are lack issues when it comes to just relying on AI alone. And I really don't like that they're pushing down user content for the benefit of AI content. I think that's a bad choice and a bad move by Google, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. But I think the AI, the large language models, they are like acquiring more data to train their model. So as you said, the knowledge that within people's brain. So one day, if you send the content out to internet, the moment you send it out, it will
Yeah.
be either a crowd or be purchased by the large language AI model companies. So there is a yeah, there's a potential there.
So when you see these acquisitions taking place like this, Ray, it's obvious that the coding ambitions are there. The web generation access that we're going to see in the future is going to change. Obviously, if Wix is on board, if WordPress realizes, man, we're in trouble. We've really got to double think what we've been putting out to market for the last 25 years. They're going to have to rethink everything. And now we've
Yep.
got Google with these hiring sprees. So how many executives have they hired now from some of the top companies? It has to be over a dozen now that they've picked up, isn't it? I mean, from
Yeah.
what I've been seeing, they're just picking them up left and right off the fruit trees.
Right. So, well, the other news or story or drama, I would say put it as a drama, is that
Sure.
Windsurf, right? So
Okay.
the original story is that ChatGPT, I mean, OpenAI is going to acquire Windsurf at a valuation of $3 billion.
Yep.
But it turns out that, yeah, but it turns out that the deal was turned off. I think by Microsoft. I mean, because of in the term that between OpenAI and Microsoft is that Microsoft can access the source code of Windsurf, which
Okay.
I think that term actually broke the deal because the Windsurf cannot allow that happen, and then the deal was off. And on the other hand, the AI coding tools like Windsurf or Cursor, they're burning a lot of money cash. So
really?
I don't think they're losing money every single day because the tokens is very expensive. So
Yeah,
they
I can
need
see
to
that.
be, yeah, they need to either raise a mega round or be acquired by some tech giant, and then Google take a cheap shot, right? So they pay less than $3 billion. They pay like 2.5 billion, but they didn't buy out the whole company. They just buy out the key person of
Just the one
Windsurf.
person.
Yeah, which is the founders and the core management teams out of
Oh, it's a whole
Windsurf,
team.
hire them individually so that they can pay less. And then they left the whole other piece of the business and the employees, right? With 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 empty shell company, right? So
Much.
yeah, and the left and the rest of the Windsurf actually was acquired by another startup company called Cognition, which is the company behind Devon. So Devon acquired the rest of Windsurf with the employees with less shares, and then Google just took a cheap shot and hired the founder and the core team of Windsurf. So Windsurf is was split into two pieces. So that was the story, and yeah, it was a very interesting drama.
And then what about GPT? There was something that popped up over there that I saw. There was an announcement made just recently with an introduction to a new ChatGPT agent.
Yep.
Thought we'd seen enough agents. What's this new agent they've come out with, right?
Well, I think that's the agent is what they released is the Manus of ChatGPT. So they're copying the Manus, and GenSpark model. So they build a ChatGPT agents which allows the to yeah. So yeah, so they allow GPT to call different tools and then to build all kinds of agent workflow. Just very similar to Manus. I think
So this will take over your computer and do all the research and go search the web and come up with a report and everything else that you need all in one thing, right? Awesome. I'm liking these new agents. I guess they're, the next step forward, obviously, where we just step back and let the agent do what we ask it to do. I've always been waiting for maybe hands-free operational system, when it comes to a PC, where you can just sit back and talk to it the whole time until we tried doing that. Remember when we used to use like
Yeah.
Dragon Speak was the app, and we would have to connect to that and then get the voice to text, and then the text would run the commands in the run line and then run a command in the computer. And
Yep.
you were lucky if it even got the text to speech right, or speech to text right
Right.
in the first place. And now
Yeah.
we're literally talking to the computers and just saying, hey, go check this for me, and go do this for me, and go print that for me. And it's doing it. So 10, 20 years down the road, but the things we hoped for then have now come to fruition. Now we see it on a daily basis. So it's kind of cool. All right, Ray, we don't have a lot of time. I know we're running a little late here today. So just as a wrap, Wix got acquired Base 44 for $80 million with the hopes of moving their AI into the future, along with Google hiring Windsurf execs at 2.4 billion without even hiring the whole company, just to advance
Yep.
AI coding ambitions over at Google. And introducing the ChatGPT agent is now going to bridge the gap between research and action on your own PC. But let's head over to EasySite, Ray. What you been doing over there? I know you got a lot of stuff going on. What's happening?
Yeah, so we have a lot of things happening. So for this week, we're going to release the multi-language version of EasySite because
Okay.
other than English-speaking users, we have a lot of users speak like Arabic language and also speak
Hold on, Ray.
Portuguese.
Hold on. We're losing you. We got a
Yeah,
bandwidth issue flying through. Hold on a second. We
yeah.
overloaded the internet there for a second.
Getting better? Okay.
Wow. Hold on. That was weird. Hold on a second. Let's see what's going on here.
Yep.
And yeah, it still froze over in the computer. I'm waiting for the other one to catch. Okay, there we go. Got you back.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just start it from where I talk about EasySite, and we'll go over there and start from there so we can cut the edit in.
Yep.
All right. Okay, here we go. All right,
Okay.
Ray, let's just move from what's going on in AI and head over to EasySite AI so we can see. I know you've been busy as you always are over there building and building. So tell us what's the latest at EasySite AI.
Yo, okay, yeah. So this week we are releasing multi-language version of EasySites. It's not has not been implemented yet, so we're going to the EasySite with different language, Italian and
Hold on, Ray. Just
yeah.
hold on, Ray. Hold on. It's because I opened that browser to show EasySite.
Oh,
That's the problem. It's a Zoom issue. It's been a Zoom issue with vMix ever
okay.
since they started this stuff. All right, so we're just gonna do this one more time, and I'm gonna have to cut those both out. I won't be able to share the EasySite website though, because for some
That's fine.
reason today when I go to share it, it's gonna break. All right, Ray, let's talk about EasySite. I think if anything, one of the things that we've been missing out on are some of the updates in the last 2 weeks. I know you've been working hard over there, so tell me what's been happening at EasySite AI.
Yeah, so this week we're going to release the multi-language version of EasySite. We're going to cover the Arabic, Portuguese, Spanish, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Korean as a first batch of international languages to cover the user, to make the user from Middle East, Brazil, the European countries, and also Japan and South
Sure.
Korea customers, right, to be able
Oh, okay.
to use their native language to access ESET. So that's one thing, and the other thing is that we are also going to launch a planning mode and agent mode. Okay, so the agent
Oh,
mode is that, yeah, it's similar to Lavo's agent mode. We will allow the AI to do web search, to do
mhm.
AI generated image, use AI generated image to build a website, and also do a lot of heavy lifting actions
Very nice.
to handle, yeah, to build the website with a more mature way or methodology.
So when
So
you
that's
mentioned
agent.
the integration just prior to that, I see you've got an add-on for a Figma integration. How are you going to do that in a site builder like that? Is that just going to be templated so that you can design like you would in Figma as a mock-up? Or are you going to be
Right. So
able to use Figma templates that you create in Figma and import them right into EasySite, right?
yeah, exactly. So this second way that you can use the template that you created in Figma and then import it to EasySite to
Gotcha.
generate this website based on the Figma templates, make
Very
UI designers' life easier.
okay. And then prompt planning mode enables
Yeah.
users to execute long and complex prompts in smaller steps to save tokens. I think we talked about that the last time we were on air that you were going to be working on that. So how
Yeah.
much does it take then to get started with the prompt planning mode?
Yeah. So the general practice, I saw that a lot of new users tend to build a lengthy prompt and complex
Mhm.
prompt, right? Composed
Sure.
of more than 5 tasks in within same prompt. And the issue
Mhm.
is that if the prompt is contains too many tasks, then it tends to have more rounds of conversation with AI models, and also tends to exceed the context window limit. Cloud has a context window length limit of 200K.
Yeah.
So if it's exceeded more than 200K, it's going to output nothing. You're getting no response. And then in the same time, your tokens will be consumed by a cloud. So it happens a lot if you write a big prompt. So we decided that we want to break whatever prompt the user generate. We're gonna
Gotcha.
execute it one by one, break it into small pieces, so that you won't get nothing, right? You will get the result, but by the steps that has been executed one by one,
Gotcha. That
instead
makes sense.
of get nothing and get a lot of tokens consumed.
Very cool. Now, if anybody out there isn't familiar with EasySite.ai, simply head over to the website. It works on both domains still, I believe. EasySite.ai will get you there. Now, it's a token-based website. So in order to actually play, you're going to sign up and pay a one-time price and then purchase tokens to use the app. So, Ray, give us an idea, just generally, what it takes to build a typical website in token status. Like, say you wanted to build a 10-page website. Do you have a balance of what it might run an average user to build a website in tokens? Or is that just a get, like even a 5-page website? Do we have any guesses that have come out lately as to like
Right.
this is what it's going to take most of the time that you build a site like this, or has nobody really been paying attention yet?
Right. So if you're building only, for example, a 5 pages websites,
Mhm.
but does not include the backend. I mean, the building database or
Yeah, sure.
CRM.
Just the page
Just,
work, the
just a,
HTML.
yeah, just the front end. if it is a prototype or a demo, it's going to cost you only, $3 to $5 to make the prototype ready. But if you want to make the full blown, fully functional ones, it's going to take you $500. I mean, sorry, $50, something around $50.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, around 50 bucks.
Yep. And then if you want to build a fully functional backend website with backend or apps, it's going to cost you about 50 to 150, something between that. A full blown backend website.
And I've only been playing a little bit with both. I've got some front end website developments. I've got some compounded websites where it has a database, but it's not really all set up for Google sign in and all that either, or any of the authentication. Mine was actually built without a sign in of any kind so that people could just go use it. It was kind of a passion project. I just wanted people to have access to. So you can do that as well. But you'll still be paying for the hosting end, because now the hosting is part of, how does that work, Ray? Is the cost of the app itself covering the hosting fees as well? That's the monthly fee, right? To cover for the hosting?
Yes, exactly. So the monthly fee covers the hosting. It depends on how many customer domains that you host.
Yeah.
So the monthly fee just covers different number of customer domains, depends on the number of hosting websites.
Okay, so if you want to see how many websites you can build, head over to easysite.ai/pricing, where they have the entire pricing structure and how much it costs you to buy the tokens. Because Ray's basically giving them to them for the cost that you would pay for them on Claude, plus or minus. But it's to the point where it saves you the effort of having to connect to an AI or even an open router AI if you don't want to, and simply purchase your tokens from Ray. So Ray, I appreciate you being here as always on Tuesday night. I'm sure it won't be long. We're going to probably be shifting the time zone again as we move out of summer and into fall next year. So sometimes you see 9 p.m., other times you see 8 p.m. on placards that we have. That's just because when we switch, it's a 12-hour time difference. So he doesn't have daylight savings. I do, and I have to make up for it. So Ray, thanks for being here as always, getting us the lowdown on what's happening over at both those websites. So be sure to check them out. Product Hunt, #1 product item of the year, you might say, out there, at least of the month. EasySite AI, really cool thing. Good thing to be playing around with this time of year. Ray, what else you got coming up? Anything that we should talk about?
I think we covered everything pretty much. Thank you very much, Dylan, and look forward to see you next week.
All right, we'll edit this up as soon as I get done. This won't be available for replay until tomorrow because we have to cut out about 5 minutes of mishap that we had on the broadcast here today. But thanks for coming, as you guys always do, and supporting us out here. Go check out the Facebook communities at New Oaks AI and EasySite.ai under the names of both. You'll find. Ray, take care. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.